Hi guys, so this is Miss Companion, and I wanted to go over the syllabus with you to make sure that we're all on the same figurative and literal page. This is the fifth time that I've tried to record this because my cat keeps meowing or headbutting the laptop, and this time we're just going to roll with it because I'm tired of redoing the same thing over and over. So if you hear her or the screen randomly moves, I apologize for that. I am trying to keep her at bay. So instructor information and contact. Instructor, of course, is me. My name is Helen Companion. You can call me Miss Companion. My email is hcompanion@jsu.edu. My office hours / student hours, they're the same thing, are 1 to 3 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's when I'm going to try to be online specifically to help you with anything that you need help with. That doesn't mean those are the only times that I'm online or that those are the only times that I'll respond to you. I do check my email every day. I try to check it every weekday, maybe not on weekends. And I do try to respond within 24 hours. I tend to be on and off the computer pretty much all the time. Right now it's 11 o'clock at night, and I just checked my email and I just, am recording this. So, I do get online a lot. If I don't respond to you within 24 to 48 hours, send me another email or send me a communication on Teams. There have been situations where students sent me an email and for whatever reason it didn't go through and the student thought I was ignoring them, but I just didn't get it. So if that happens, if I don't respond to you, say, hey, I sent you an email a couple days ago, you didn't respond, so I'm just making sure you got this. And I'm not going to think that you're needy. I'm just going to think that you were preparing for technical issues. All my office hours right now are online since this is the only course I'm teaching this summer. It doesn't really make sense for me to trek all the way up to campus. So course information, this is English 102, which is English Composition 2. The prereq is English 101, and we're going to reinforce the skills that you learned in 101. We're focusing on academic writing, argumentation, and somewhat research. Your possible grades are A, B, C, and NC. This is an asynchronous online course. What that means is that there aren't any scheduled meeting times. So you don't have to be in Teams meetings at any specific point. We don't have to be in the same place or the same time at any point in the semester. So you make your own schedule as long as it lines up with the due dates that I've set. The course objectives, and these are the same for 102 regardless of when it's taught. So these course objectives would be the same if you took it in the fall or the spring. They're still the same in the summer. So through the writing process, you will ultimately produce a minimum of 4 papers equaling 16 to 20 discrete pages of polished prose. So discrete here means that it's unique, it's not repeated. So if you do a rough draft and a final draft, and they're basically the same paper, those don't both count to the 16 to 20 pages. Only the final draft counts. And polished prose here is typed, double-spaced, 12-point font with 1-inch margins, and it is defined as writing that has gone through the writing process, including drafting, feedback, revision, editing, and all that kind of stuff. Students will practice academic writing in a variety of forms with a focus on effectively building arguments and incorporating research, while using a designated style guide and standard written English. Instruction will include at least 2 literary genres and the use of applicable literary terms. So what that means is we're going to be focusing on 2 types of writing. The 3 options are poetry, fiction, and drama. And I chose fiction and drama. Poetry is kind of a whole other ball of wax. And given the short time frame that we have, I thought it would be easier for you to use things that were more accessible. This course provides the writing foundation that you need to be successful in upper level writing intensive courses. So the student learning outcomes are that you'll be able to engage in writing with a variety of textual and digital materials. So what that means is that you will be able to have a conversation, a written conversation, normally in the form of an essay, regarding many different kinds of writing. So whether that's a blog post, whether that's a piece of fiction, whether that's a piece of drama, you'll be prepared to write about it. You'll also be able to compose, develop, and organize written compositions by practicing a variety of rhetorical strategies. So written compositions here, again, are essays. And rhetorical strategies, rhetoric is the art of persuasion. So these are just strategies that you would use to persuade someone of something. You'll be able to employ all of the stages of the composition process. So that just means you'll be able to go through the pre-writing, drafting, revision, editing, all of those things. Select, evaluate, incorporate, and document a variety of sources. So that means you'll be able to look at a primary source or a secondary source. So, whether it's the work we're studying in class or a piece of research outside of that, you'll be able to look at it, decide what's going to work for the point that you're trying to make, how to select pieces of evidence from whatever you're looking at, and incorporate it into the essay that you're writing, as well as use a given citation style. We're using MLA, which is the style guide that we're using to document those sources in an organized way. And finally, you'll be able to use standard written English effectively. Standard written English means that it doesn't have slang, that it follows proper grammar, things like that. And I do expect at this point that you are familiar with the rules of grammar. I understand we all make typos from time to time, but you should know how to use a comma. You should know what subject-verb agreement is and things like that. How to, what's in a paragraph. The basic form of an essay. I kind of expect that you already know those things. So for required texts and materials, you will need 2 books for this course. You'll need the McGraw-Hill Handbook, either in print or online. Either way is fine as long as you can access the readings that I've assigned. And the Bedford Introduction to Literature, which is the book that will have the works that we'll be studying. You will also need a computer. It will not work for you to use your phone. Some sort of word processing document and reliable internet access. We're going to start on the course in JSU policies. We may not get through it in this video. I may end up having to cut about halfway through and then starting the rest of it in the next video. So attendance policy, the general attendance policy for JSU's English courses is at the top of the page. Now, because this is an online asynchronous course, obviously we don't have class meetings, so you can't be absent for a class meeting that doesn't exist. So how is attendance defined for a course like this? Well, all instruction occurs online with no physical face-to-face classroom. So what we count is the continual and consistent submission of digital assignments. This includes things like submitting assignments, exams, documented participation in computer-based instruction, posting showing your participation, discussion board posts, emails to me that you initiate. Anything that shows that you are interested and engaged in the class counts as attendance for the purpose of this class. The late makeup policy, normally I try to be, understanding that life happens, and life is going to be happening for me in the next 6 weeks too. I can't be as lenient as I like to be in this course because it is a summer course, because we have so much to do in such a short period of time. If you get behind, it can be a big deal. So you may make up missed assignments or turn in late assignments if the absence is excused with verifiable documentation. That means that it has to be for a good reason and you have to be able to somehow prove it to me. What will be considered verifiable documentation will obviously depend on your circumstances. So if someone died, it might be like an obit. If you're sick, it might be a doctor's excuse. But you do need to give me something. And then you need to communicate with me to develop a realistic plan to make up the work. Because we have a month to complete work normally required in 4 months, this course is very, very fast-paced, and you are expected to keep up with the recommended schedule listed below. In general, I do expect you to spend about 4 to 6 hours per weekday on coursework. I'm hoping it won't be quite that much, and I'm hoping that within that 4 to 6 hours, you can take a break and get up and walk around and clear your head and not be so overwhelmed. But there is going to be a lot of material that we're going to have to cover very quickly. Civility statement. So this is just basically be nice. So be respectful of other people's opinions, ideas, time, work, and well-being, and treat everyone, your classmates, me, anyone you come encounter with respect that they would want in turn. So also be prepared, have read the material before coming to do your assignments. If you do something that is disruptive or completely inappropriate, I will likely act on it. Now what what that is going to have to be pretty disruptive in an online course. It's not just having an opinion that someone else might like. It would have to be like name calling. It would have to be profanity without a good reason, posting something that really shouldn't be on an online course, something like that. But just be professional and be nice. You will need a computer. You won't necessarily need a video camera and audio microphone. We have that as a requirement for all English courses now. But you do need a word processing program like Microsoft Word and reliable internet access. If you don't have, wait, no, you do have Word. Everyone has Word through their email. So if you go and you log in to your Microsoft 365 student email and you go to that little 3-9 dot thing in the corner, in the left hand corner, and you click on it, you should be able to get to Word from there. You also can get to the rest of Microsoft Suite as well. So you have access to that. You really just need a laptop or a computer, just a computer with internet access. If you do not have a computer with internet access, please go to our library or our Student Success Center. Either of those two places can get you access to a device that will work even if you're not able to afford one on your own right now. All videos, documents, content may be used in and only used in and for this class. So you can't take something that I post and use it somewhere else. You also can't download or capture any document for personal use beyond this class without the written permission of the owner. And if for some reason you want to record the course, I don't know why you would, but if you do, please ask me first. You also cannot use assignments that you've used for previous classes in this class, and you can't use classes from this or assignments from this class in future classes. The English department calls that self-plagiarism, and you can get in trouble for it. So we are going to stop here, and we're going to pick up with the Disability Support Services statement in the next video, and I will be right back with you guys in a minute.